Well, this is the second part of the Chelly update. It's been a year since we built it, and there's a few things that aren't so great, so we're going to get them sorted, and we're on the way to do that now. So we're going to go sort the swing arm out, and hopefully we can get the hub sorted as well, and that'll be basically it for this episode. We'll fit them on the bike and see what happens, so yeah, let's get to it. Alright, here we are. We are at a different location because there is a vise, which I do not have at home. And we've got my wheel here, my hub, which we're going to sort out. We've got my swing arm here, which we're going to burn and modify. I'm so sorry, Matt. You're going to have to paint this again. Please, pretty please. And yeah, I guess there's not much more to say apart from let's get into it. So Kaz has designed this. This is a bit of cardboard and...
CAD.
Yeah. I thought you were making a play on your name there, and I was like,
Yeah.
cardboard assisted design. I get it. This is the back of a box that we've just found here, and we've made this design. This will fit inside these little gaps down here, and there will be a hole in the middle, and obviously it won't actually be made of cardboard. We're going to make these out of some type of metal shortly, and these basically act as a massive washer. Alloy, we'll see if alloy works. If it doesn't, we can make more. And it's like a giant washer that basically just holds. Turn this over. The hub spacer, which is not there, on top of this. So yeah, it should work pretty well. Let's get to it and get some real assisted design happening. So he's just drilled the hole through 4 layers, so we can then cut everything to size based off this. We'll keep going and get it done. Why are we bolting these together? And why have you drilled the hole already? Is that just to make all the bits kind of center off each other and all the same shape, or?
I just want to make them all the same, identically.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's, the hole should be where it needs to be.
Yeah.
In the center for that.
And
then
by tightening everything, I guess you're securing it so it can't move away from itself as well.
Yeah, because I want to cut them all out together as well.
And look, this is it. You don't have to be super high tech. You just have to be smart about it. We're going to cut this shape out through these 4 bits that are completely, absolutely secured together, 100%, and just make a few refinements, and everything should be sweet. Alright, we're halfway down, not quite finished yet, but they are well on their way to looking as they should. We've just gone through 1 disc, and we've got to go and chuck another one on the grinder. Awesome, so as you can see here, Kaz has done a wonder, and oh my gosh, my shirt's burning on the vise. This thing here was 4 bits of aluminium, and now it's basically welded together. Now it's not, it's just been grinded perfectly to shape perfectly with a flip disc, and yeah, we're gonna chuck it in the the hub shortly, and see if it actually works out. Alright, so we're gonna take these things apart. Kaz has done a wondrous job here, something that I just would have not done the same way.
We are no way, shape or form engineers, so yeah, don't judge our theory methods.
Absolutely, we're not mechanics, we're not engineers, we just get stuff done.
With any luck, these will just fit, but if not, they shouldn't need much touching up.
Yay! Cool, so you can see there the kind of accuracy we've got. These are 2 of them side by side, and you know, they're not CNC machined, but they're very impressively machined. Alright, let's see if these fit and go from there. Awesome. That's the yeah, cardboard reference. So those fit pretty damn well, and the holes line up. And there you go. CAD design, Kaz assisted design is sorted, and we will, what are we going to do? We're going to weld that spacer up, or?
Yep, so weld the spacer up. Basically what we're going to do is attach that to the other side and get some long bolts, and we're going to sandwich it into the hub.
Alright, so here we have the spacer, which is going into this side of the hub. We'll see if I can place it in there. It is rather warm, but it does fit in there really, really well. These have been welded from the opposite side, so you'll see there's a bit of a gap there, but we've welded them from the other side. We'll tidy everything up and get this wheel sorted soon and attack the swing arm, and then this rear end should be able to go back together. We have a press, and we have Kaz, and we have a swing arm, so basically let's just go ham and see what happens.
So as you can probably see on that this is straightening up quite easily. Just want a nice curve, nothing over the top.
What do you think, Cass?
Lovely.
Yeah, nice.
It's nice to have some availability of tools.
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, here we are in the workshop and ready to go. Let's put this swing arm on the bike and see if our handiwork has actually matched up these two back portions here, therefore matching up the slider where the axle goes in. I'm really interested to see what happens because we measured it basically in... Ooh, chrome, be careful. We measured these... We measured what we needed for spaces, and a friend of mine, Mike, in Auckland, that I've actually never met before, but he's a part of the small bike scene, built some cool bikes, an FR50 with a life fan in it, that was featured in a couple of different magazines, and he felt sorry for us after watching the last video and said, your spaces suck, let me make you some. I gave him measurements. Kaz came and double checked my measurements, so we gave him a second set because mine were wrong. I kind of expected that, to be honest. And we'll see if these line up, and if these don't line up, then we've just got to figure out what to do next. So, awesome. I think we should get to it. Kaz, come hang out. Let's do it.
Rightio, this time we're going to put this through the other way.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You'll have to push the brake rod forward, I'm pretty sure, to be able to get that nut on to the other side. Sweet.
Washer, and this doohickey. So the trick is that you don't actually tighten this up until you've got the shock on.
Okay.
So you don't put too much stress on the rubber.
Yeah, and the lowest it sits is down there. It's kind of about here. Well, actually, I could just show you. Where's a shock? Do you have one?
Yep.
Yeah. It's usually about this height, which is actually kind of on an angle, as you can see. And the shocks were not even. We've tried to sort this out. Let's see what happens. So what do we do next, dude?
We tighten this up.
Okay. Teamwork makes the dream work.
What a word? Teamwork.
Sweet, yeah, so we've got the old spaces that Kaz has got in front of him. And
new spaces.
Yeah.
So we can see that side was only a couple of mil out.
But the other big thing is that these things here have a thicker diameter, and I've finally found a dust seal for here, and that means that this is actually the wrong spacer. But they can sit in there perfectly, and it just means it's spinning on the centre of the bearing, instead of kind of just wobbling around and destroying your bearings. So I think it's that way, isn't it?
Yep, let's get this thing bolted back together.
Okay.
We'll run it without the tyre, so we can use the edge of the rim.
So this is the tyre width here, standard. It's a 110 80-10. It's been on the rim for quite a while, so it's probably kind of pulled out a little bit, but then you've got the rim side by side, and there's just a massive difference. So
yeah, big stretch.
it has got a big stretch on it. And sweet. All right, let's get the brake plate and throw this on. Keep going, yeah.
Woohoo! At a first glance, that's looking pretty bang on.
Awesome.
Micrometer, of course.
Thanks, Mike. You don't have to remake those spaces. As you can see here, there is not much clearance with the side of the swing arm, but that's not really a major issue because we can possibly just run countersunk bolts in here.
We'll just countersunk the sprocket.
Yeah, sweet. Yep. That'll be no problem at all. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Awesome. Okay, well, from the back,
there is a black mark up there on the top of the swing arm, and if you, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but
yeah, about there.
Looks pretty bang on. It's looking pretty sensual from the eye. Next step, we are going to tighten the engine, and then we're going to square the rim up to the engine, the sprocket up to the engine.
Yep.
And then hopefully we can get a measurement
because
on what our sprocket needs to be, the offset on our sprocket needs to be. That for you, sir.
Hey, there's that. Bottom?
Bottom one first.
There you go.
So what we're going to do is we're going to sit this straight edge on the sprocket.
Yep.
Because that is perfectly flat, and we want that to be perfectly square with the engine.
Wow, look how far off it is if you look at the pickup on the stator.
What we're going to do is get a measurement here.
Okay.
And we are
17?
We are 17 mil.
17 millimeters, okay.
And we are 15, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bang on, that is square right there.
Yeah.
First go.
Sweet. This is meant to have problems. We're meant to not have done this right and have to redo it like 80 times. What do we do now?
So basically what we need is we need to get the required tooth front sprocket that we want, which is going to be a 17 tooth.
Yep.
We're going to machine this down, machine the tooth off, and we're going to weld the 17 tooth to the front of this one.
Okay. And we'll need to get a new back sprocket as well. Can you see why, Kaz?
Is it chewed out?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
quite chewed out. You want
Oh.
to spin it a little bit there? Now that's because it had been running not completely
True.
true originally. The front sprocket and the rear sprocket were not exactly the same, and no matter what you did, it kind of didn't really line up. So I didn't realise that and rode it, as you can see, quite a bit. And it's rounded off that sprocket quite a lot as well.
That's it for now, until we get the sprocket made, and then
Sweet.
we can fit the sprocket, fit the chain, fit the tyre,
Woohoo!
and we can test ride this.
Alright, so that's it. Basically, this thing is complete in the respect of what we can do in this episode, and at this point in time, it worked. If you are going to adjust your swing arm because it's not stretched or adjusted correctly in the beginning, it's fine. You can use fire. You don't have to buy a alloy swing arm from somewhere in Asia, and you can save a whole bunch of money. How much do you think we spent doing this?
$0.
We
So far, $0.
We've spent absolutely nothing correcting this mistake. Mike Dodd has been so awesome in helping us out. Dude, those sprocket, those spacers,
Sick.
how
Hang
good,
on.
how good. And shiny as well, oh my gosh. Okay, so that's it for this episode really. Next time you will see us playing with this Chelly. We will be sorting out the chain and the sprockets and all that kind of stuff, and hopefully we will be riding it. If I am not riding this in the next video, I'm not making the next video. How's that?
We're riding this on the next video.
Yeah, we're writing this in the next video. I can't say it's going to be next week, but it'll definitely be soon. Alright, thanks for watching. Be sure to check part 1. This is part 2. And be sure to check the build videos from 2019. There's part 1, 2, and 3.